instructor, and for those of you who knew Stephen in a work capacity, you know he didn't wear his rank on his sleeve, which can be very uncommon. I had just arrived from Pittsburgh, where I taught as part-time faculty, and I was used to being invisible. Well, Stephen very quickly made it clear that no one would be invisible in his domain, and he really brought me pretty much into his under his wing. Anyway, I was used to being ignored, and I heard that there was a literary journal, and I was afraid, still being used to having my rank and knowing my place. I asked Dr. Liz Bell if she would ask him if I could help out in any way. Well, and rather than going to see him, he came looking for me when he heard that. He immediately wrote me in to work as a screener, a reader, a catch-up artist is what he called it. And from word one, he treated me not only like an equal colleague, but also as a friend. Phoebe Davidson and Stephen and I also gave every semester for about 10 years, I think maybe longer than that, what amounted to a faculty recital. We would read some of our new work each semester, and that was always a pleasure, and his new work was always exciting, and it always left me in awe. One of the last things that Stephen did for me, and you know, as his friend, he would do whatever you would ask, whether it be a letter of reference, come and share some beer, or a boat ride. I asked him to do a blurb. As you know, sometimes deadlines creep up on us, and mine was due like in 2 days, and I hadn't done the blurbs. So in a panic, I emailed him and I said, help, and if you can't do it, I understand, but I need to have it in 48 hours. And of course, 24 hours later, I had the blurb. So he was terrific in a pinch like that. Once visiting up at the lake, Joanne and he and Paul and I went out on a 3-hour tour, and I think the happiest moment was, I think for Stephen, was seeing how happy Joanne was to get back to shore. She was a little trooper that day, and he said he didn't think he'd ever seen her that white-knuckled, but she did real well. He brought us, and this is true, I think I told Joanne this before, he brought us that day a bottle of Boone's Farm wine, and he said it was a joke, and he set it on the table, and I can't remember the flavor, but it's blue, like a blue popsicle. I've never opened it, and it's still in my refrigerator, so Joanne's going to have to come over and help me drink that. But he was a real pleasure, and a gentleman, and a very kind and decent boss. And that's how I always think of him when I think of him that way, even though he always said you're a colleague, not a subservient, you know, and get over it, get over yourself. So, anyway, thank you for asking me to share some thoughts about Stephen.